Before we start, I just want to let you guys know I currently have a holiday mug up in my merch store. It's red and green and me in different Christmas outfits. So if you want to grab one for your holiday hot cocoa or eggnog, link will be in the description. Alright, so let's talk about some of my strangest habits. Or maybe they're not that strange and they're actually way more common than I initially thought. I'll let you be the judge of that. Number 1, I sniff everything. Out of all the 5 senses, the one I probably use the most is smell. It's not even like I have a great sense of smell or anything, it's just that my first reaction to anything is to sniff it, for whatever reason. Especially with food. People who've eaten with me know that I always sniff my food. As in, before every single bite, I inhale deeply. I don't know, I feel like smell is like half of the tasting experience, right? Like if something smells really tasty, why wouldn't you want to breathe it all in? But of course, it doesn't just stop at food. If you hand me just about anything, the first thing I'll feel compelled to do is sniff it. One time, my friends and I discovered a chunky little slug right outside our apartment, and after petting its cold, slimy exterior, I had to go in for a sniff. Anyways, they were super grossed out, but sometimes the curiosity overwhelms you. When my hair is freshly washed, I'll do that thing where I take a bunch of it around to my face and inhale that sweet shampoo goodness. Smell also has a lot to do with my attraction to someone. Like, yeah, that guy's cute and all, but does he smell good? Listen, fellas, take notes. Smelling attractive is half the battle, alright? If your crush tells you smell good, you gotta just hoard whatever body wash or cologne you're using because it's working. My friend Moon has joked that when I die, it'll probably be because I sniffed something I wasn't supposed to. There's been too many moments like, hey Moon, what's this?
That is acetone. I use it for stripping paint and melting plastics. It's toxic though, so be careful not to sniff. Emily, what did I just say? Get that shit away from your nose right now! What is wrong with you?
Number 2, did you lock your door? I've been told if I were one of those tiny little mobile persicoms from the anime Chobits, my only function would be to ask, did you lock your door? Because I do it literally all the time. Doesn't matter who it is. If I'm riding in someone's car, the second we step out, I ask, did you lock your car? Sometimes I forget to ask until we've walked a little too far away, and they're like,
well, I always lock my car, and I'm pretty sure that I locked my car. But you asking me that question is suddenly making me doubt whether I did. And now I have to walk all the way back just to confirm with myself that I did, in fact, lock my car.
Well, good. Now you can have the peace of mind of knowing you locked your car. You're welcome.
I'm gonna kill you.
Listen, better safe than sorry, right? Sometimes I even psych myself out. I'll lock my door before I leave my apartment like I always do, walk like 50 feet, and then think to myself, wait, did I lock my door? I know I locked my door, I just did it, but what if I just imagined that I locked my door and I actually forgot this one time and then someone breaks in? If I don't go back and check, the uncertainty is gonna bother me for the rest of the day. And then I go back and check, and of course it's always locked, but like I said, better safe than sorry. I explained this habit of mine to my friend Adam, and he said that sometimes when he locks his door, he'll make a weird noise after because it's easier to remember the weird noise than to remember if you locked your door or not. So I've been trying to put that into practice more often. Ooga booga!
What the heck was that?
That was so I don't end up walking back to check if I remember to lock my door.
Do you have the memory of a goldfish?
Honestly, wouldn't doubt it. Number 3, frequent bag checks. Similarly to the last one, I found that I have a nervous habit of periodically checking my bag throughout the day to make sure all my important items are still in their place, even if I hadn't taken anything out. And it's not even just when I'm out and about. Before I go to bed at night, I can't sleep until I've checked to make sure I know where my car keys, wallet, and phone are. Like, they're always in the same spot every time, and I know they are, but I have to see them and reassure myself before I can sleep peacefully. Kind of feels like I'm a baby with no sense of object permanence. I think I developed this habit because my parents would always be like, do you have all your things? Yeah, I already checked. Check again! So now I've noticed I do the same thing to my family and friends. It might seem really extra, but hey, thanks to this nervous habit, I never misplace my wallet, keys, or phone. Number 4, extra drinks. Alright, here's a simple one. When I'm at a Starbucks or a cafe or a boba shop, I have a habit of ordering 2 drinks for myself because I usually end up getting stuck between 2, and instead of choosing one, I just end up getting both. Sometimes I want a fruity tea and a milk tea, or maybe an iced coffee but also an iced tea. Why choose one when I can drink both? 2 drinks are just better than 1. You know, except for the fact that I always end up peeing like 17 times afterwards, but I guess it's the price I pay for my greed. Number 5, is food a love language? I really like food, and I also really like sharing food. So I usually show my appreciation to people by buying them food. It's my way of saying, hey, let me express my friendship by treating you to this piece of happiness in the form of edible goods. Kind of like how your cat will bring you a freshly killed rat or a bird. Except, you know, less gross. I feel like this is definitely something I got from my parents. For as long as I can remember, every time they visited family or friends, they'd always bring something to eat, like a box of fruit, or bread from a bakery, or sweets. It was always something edible. And of course, anyone with Korean parents knows the all-out brawl that often happens when 2 people insist on paying the bill and will literally tackle each other for the right to out-generous the other. And the thing is, it wasn't like my parents were super wealthy by any means. In fact, they were far from it. But to them, it was the proper and respectful thing to do. Having observed this behavior for years, I too have developed the habit of insisting on paying for the meal as a show of appreciation. And usually people are like, oh sweet, thank you so much, 'cause, you know, free food. But every so often, I'll have a meal with someone who also has been trained for years in the art of fighting for the bill, and it becomes a ninja battle over who slaps their card on the check first. It gets really intense. Some of my friends have literally thrown my credit card to thwart my attempts to pay. It's like fighting, but in the most wholesome way. So these are some of my most interesting or strange habits. What's your most interesting habit, and how does it affect your day-to-day life? And also, please let me know if you can relate with me on any of these, because I know for a fact I'm not alone on most of these. So one bad habit that I have that I didn't mention in the video because it wasn't interesting enough is nail biting. It's just like another one of my many nervous habits, but I hate it. And actually recently I've tried to stop biting them, and this is the longest I've gone without biting my nails. So I guess this will be my New Year's resolution that I'm starting a few months early. So yeah, wish me luck. And I hope you guys have a really good Thanksgiving. I know I'm much more excited for Christmas and New Year's, so, gonna try to upload a bunch more things before the year ends.